Hello there, internet. MegaMogwai here, and I got yet another Legends of Runeterra for you guys today. And today we're playing the diva herself. We're featuring the last new champion, and that is, but of course, EVELYNN. And we're doing so in a Shurima shell with only EVELYNN as our champion. I was about to say Caitlyn. The reason why we're only playing one champion in this deck is because we are running a full set of Rite of the Calling. Now, I'm going to explain a little bit my thought process in ending up here, because I've tried a lot of shit already with EVELYNN. Like, you guys see the final result, you know, like, I wish I would just like shit videos. Like, I would just go to the bathroom and just take a dump and oh, there we go. We have a YouTube video. Fantastic. Isn't life great? You know, I don't have to like do anything. Yeah, I don't know why I went on that weird tangent, but basically I'm trying to make the point that I actually take some time making my videos. Some take a lot longer than others, and cracking EVELYNN has definitely taken quite a bit, as I spent until like 4 to 5 in the morning like these past few days, like just trying all sorts of different decks and studying the champion, how she works and what makes her tick, right? And EVELYNN has been a bit of a tough nut to crack for me compared to the other two, because she's a Runeterra champion. And I believe that Riot hasn't quite hit the mark with the whole Runeterra champion concept yet. We have 3 examples in the game right now. Jhin is very limited to just one deck. It's just full on face, because Jhin works with units with skills, and the lower end of the curve of units with skills are all designed to deal damage and work really well in an aggro deck, because they get to go together alongside a regen like Noxus, right? That's why, you know, Jhin Annie is pretty much the only thing that you see with Jhin, and Jhin was actually not really present in the Europe seasonals as a whole, which is a little bit sad. On the other hand, Bard is like the other extreme. Bard is very generic, as Bard's Chime strategy pretty much functions with any deck, really, because any deck wants their units to be bigger than the opponents or be above curve. So we have a champion in Bard that is essentially a splash onto any sort of allegiance deck that you want to build up. And then we have EVELYNN. EVELYNN, unlike her 2 counterparts, does not have an extra payoff with the her origin. Essentially, like, there's just a requirement. Like, you may put any cards that summon husks into your deck during deck building, but there's no other thing going on for her. So that already I did not like in her reveal, right? Because that makes her even more limited. And effectively, the way they're implementing this Runeterra champion concept, and especially taking EVELYNN into account, is at this point it's just pretty much, you know, introducing a new mini region in a way, right, into the game, and having a champion come with their package preemptively designed. And I mean, everything is preemptively designed, but, you know, interactions and such, like when it comes to EVELYNN, deck building is significantly more restricted because of this, because you are effectively forced to run a mono region deck with Husks unit, right? And there's even some, like, at this point I have a bit of a theory that EVELYNN may actually shine in decks without running many of the Husk generators at all, right? Even though it seems weird, I think a lot of them are a bit of a trap, you know? Like, for example, like I've ranted on Twitter about Steam. Steam is basically a 6-mana Great Horn Companion, and nothing else will change my mind. This is not really what I would like to call a strong win condition to work for. Yeah, the scout keyword is very neat, but the body ain't all that impressive. And even though you're summoning a husk and you're getting all these random keywords, and I understand there can be some value to be made, I just don't think that makes Steam, you know, worthy, honestly. I feel like he's got a lot of flaws, and 6 mana for 1 more power as a scout, like, I'd rather just play a Great Horn Companion and have that eat the husks, you know? Like, I just don't really think he's there. I do think Solitude is really solid. I'm not sure how present she is in, like, how many people are playing her with EVELYNN, but I feel like she's one of the strongest perks, and especially in a deck like this, because the ability to give 1 random keyword or extra random keyword to the Husks, and the fact that they stack with multiple Solitudes is actually really strong and makes your late game with EVELYNN really powerful, right? But ultimately, one of the downsides with EVELYNN, and the fact that her Husk package is very limited, it is also the fact that she's not necessarily a win condition on her own. She's a very powerful 4-drop. Evelynn on her own is extremely strong. She levels up faster than pretty much any champion in the game, maybe except for Katarina, but I'd argue that she's even easier to level up than Katarina because she has a very high health stat to begin with, even prior to leveling up, right? So the thing about Evelynn is that while, you know, she's easy to level up and she's a strong unit on her own, she doesn't necessarily close out games, right? Like, because it's not like she's building up and stacking up these keywords. Like, every round she's losing the keywords that she gained, and you gotta feed her all over again, right? Like, she digests these poor these poor people, and you know, once she goes to the bathroom, then, you know, it's done. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's exactly how it happens, but, you know, don't want to, you know, get a little bit ahead of myself there. But ultimately, Evelynn has that problem. So I ended up with mono Shurima, and I ended up with a deck with only Evelynn because I don't feel like Kaisa actually adds that much to the deck. I think it's a bit of a trap as well. The reason why I went with mono Shurima, first of all, we got Rite of the Calling. Rite of the Calling kills an ally or destroys one of our mana gems to draw a champion. So with this, we pretty much guarantee have Evelynn every game because we have 6 cards in our deck that are effectively Evelynn, and we hard mulligan for Evelynn as well. So the odds are, the vast majority of the time, we are going to mathematically be picking up an Evelynn by turn 4. So that's really neat, right? And we have a lot of targets for these Rite of the Callings. We have some 1-drops early on, but we can also just sacrifice the husks if we need to, which is really neat. Another reason to play Shurima is because we gain access to 2 win conditions that happen to synergize really well with what Evelynn is doing. First of all, Voice of the Risen. Voice of the Risen is extremely easy to enable in this deck because we effectively level up Evelynn on turn 4. So then on turn 5, we can play Voice of the Risen, and all of a sudden, all of our allies have +2 power, including the husks that we are generating every round with Evelynn, which is going to significantly impact the just size and power of our board, and makes cards like Treasure Seeker even better because all of a sudden, like, Treasure Seeker and Sandstone Charger are representing a shitload of damage, right, on an attack. So that's very nice as well. So we have Voice of the Risen, and then we have the Void Abomination. You know, we're not playing any other evolved card because we don't really need to. This guy or thing comes down on turn 8, and we will have evolved at that point with all the husks and everything that we have rolling with Evelynn. We will have reached the requirement, and this will have essentially every keyword for every husk that has been spawned onto the board, and makes the Solitude even better because Solitude helps us evolve much quicker, and also gives us the ability to just because we're not generating like 2 husks, right? Like, because husks have a limitation when it comes to their to the keywords that they have, right? Like, there's no lifesteal husk, for example. You know, there's no scout husk. And while you can't gain scout randomly anymore due to the rule change, you can gain access to other very powerful keywords through Solitude because you're granting it a random keyword, not one within the husk pool itself, which is a very important detail because this allows us to get some very nasty Void Abominations later down the line to close out the game. To make use of these big bodies that we end up generating, you know, with Evelynn, Solitude, and Void Abomination, and buffed by Voice of the Risen potentially, we are running a couple of copies of Desert Duel to give us some interaction with what the opponent is doing. The reason why we really love Rite of Calling in this deck and only running Evelynn is because one of the perks of playing Evelynn is her Savior Spell. Her Savior Spell is bonkers. It's absolutely bananas. It's insane, and we don't mind drawing 3 Evelynns a game. Like, it's actually not a problem because all of a sudden we have a deny that kills something, right? Like, that's just the shit. I mean, it's not exactly that, but Evelynn is by far our most important unit, so keeping her safe while being able to strike something just makes her spell absolutely ridiculous, and we don't mind overdrawing in that case. That's why we go all in with the Rite of the Callings, which I really like. We're also playing a full set of Quicksand to have ourselves a little bit of defense, Supercharge giving us a little bit of extra power to close out games because sometimes we need that, Rite of Negation to disrupt what our opponent may want to do, very relevant nowadays, which is a lot of random shit running around, and then a little bit of Predict here and there, Dune Keeper as a 4th Treasure Seeker to work with Rite of Calling well, and of course the Husk units. That is essentially what this deck is, and I've been rambling about it for 9 minutes, but I like, you know, I felt like I had a lot to say about Evelynn and why we are at where we are. The future for Evelynn, I think she has potential with Demacia, though I do believe that deck is overrated as it is. I feel like the future for Evelynn may also feature some decks in which she's just a minor splash onto an Allegiance deck. in which you're not really running that many Husk units at all, because there are some space issues to explore, and I feel like we haven't quite yet figured her out. But I think this is definitely a pretty safe first approach towards the champion, and I've been really liking this version of the deck, and pretty proud of my distributions here. Not sure if supercharges the 3 of, like, you could definitely alternate the spells a little bit and tweak it here and there, but ultimately I feel like the Voice of the Risen Void Abomination late game is the way to go. When you're going when you're going Shurima with EVELYNN, and you know, most importantly, more than anything, like, honestly, she's she's just such a fun to play. Like, she is very satisfying. I know the Husks can be random, but there's a lot of sequencing and a lot of things to take into account. And I have a great time. There's this dopamine release on turn 4 when I get EVELYNN. It reminds me of playing Victor on curve, and it's the tits. So yeah, the longest deck tech I've made in a while, but whatever. We'll do it live. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the games that I got for today. Leave a like if you do. Have a slow day. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, here we go. Spooky time. Well, spooky, sexy time. This is the first time that I see this skin for Fizz. It actually looks really dope. I really like it. But I just like never play Fizz anymore. Became a bit toxic, unfortunately. We're gonna drop Solitude. We're gonna keep everything else. We got EVELYNN in hand. Like, Fizz Gwen, I don't know.
Gently, gently.
What to expect here.
Step lightly.
That is a cool ass skin. Prediction time for this matchup. I mean, it's gotta be Domination.
When we look ahead, we know how to prepare.
Just because we want to be able to level up EVELYNN immediately. I don't know what to expect on 3 though, so I'm just gonna swing. His 4 damage is more than enough. We could see a Vile Feast here. That's better for us. Because forcing that Poke Stick onto that instead of Domination is neat.
We are the very soul of this celebration.
I should stamp you out like the insect you are.
He's so disrespectful. Like, Jesus Christ. We gotta block into that, and we're working on a level up here. We got the Void Abomination.
A brief engagement, but a joyous one.
Alright, EVELYNN, let's go.
You must have heard the screaming. I'm beginning to get jealous. Mind if I slip into something a little more painful?
Her level up animation is like legit top 3. Like, it's really well done. Especially because it's like very quick. What I really like about it is how the music stops playing. Like, the in-game music just shuts down completely, and then she just like, it's fucking great. It's just great. Like, I have nothing but good shit to say. Oh my god, stop. There's all this hallowed nonsense. Do I just take the hit? I think I do. Especially because I really want to...
Don't waste my time.
We're gonna Voice of the Risen here.
Back on the prowl.
Some will assail, all will become legends.
Playtime.
Really need for this to survive.
This piece will be transformative.
I turn it like so.
Got impact with these two. Can trade with this.
I said walk.
If they block here and they block here, then they take a shitload of damage nonetheless. I'm gonna go with this.
Speak as one.
I'm gonna swing with everything. I'm gonna make use of my superior stat line here. Like, yeah, these are...
Attention, please. underdressed? You are interrupting.
This is still like so much damage. We go for a full swing here. We drop them down very low. We got Red Negation for the next round because for 3 mana, what can they do? I mean, to clear this. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. This regeneration's so neat. We can no longer dominate.
Now it's time for yours.
We can no longer dominate and insult our husks as they come to be, unfortunately. But we got a really strong hit off on him. We have the voice of the Risen, just rising voices. I guess. We got Disruption. Oh, we got Fizz. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. I mean, we have triple Quicksand. We have triple quick. Oh, we got a Fearsome again? No, come on. Triple Quicksand in the deck. I mean, to be fair, it's not like this is like. This is Shat. Oh, but Fizz has the fucking Hallowed boost. Oh my god, I just realized. Oh my goodness. Oh, this hit. What's my game plan here? I mean, by going for Solitude, I just get a shitload of Q. I'm gonna take Solitude.
In this timeline, we're sure to save Ekathia.
That's it? Whoa!
Don't touch it.
No, 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 no. We got double Fearsome. We lose out on the ability to just play our Voids because of this, but we got him anyways. Okay, that was spooky actually. But come on now.
I love it. I want more.
Yeah. I knew that day would come. I'm so excited to build Yasuo. Like, I have a lot of people asking me, why are you not playing Yasuo? And it's like, I get the frustration, but I always cover the new champions first, and then I move on to other shit, right? So this is definitely really high up in my priority, but I just haven't gotten around it yet. Let's go ahead and do a full mulligan, because we want to see EVELYNN. Like, that's what this deck is about, and we have a lot of sources to make that happen. There's the Rite of the Calling, so we're good to go.
Got it.
Get the Treasure Seeker in there. Another Rite of Calling, let's swing. We could play Solter, but
Don't let the fluffy tails fool you.
he's coming down.
Ain't no shadows in here, friend.
Ooh, Spell Shield. Yeah, I definitely want to preserve that. So I think I'm going to be going Rite of Calling.
No going back.
Oh, that's annoying.
Blood for Noxus. We got it first.
Bob my Spell Shield. If I could. If it wasn't for this Blade's Edge, I could just Quicksand her. Just don't have the board presence right now to do that, so...
Violence solves everything. Cursed relic.
I don't even need to do that.
Was hoping you'd stop by. She's been missing.
Has she? Maybe I'll satisfy her cravings. See what's beneath while I see what's inside.
at the threshold of something great. Embrace your fate as I have mine.
Scream for me. Back on the prowl.
Sleep is for the guiltless.
Just want to be left alone. I never thought of letting them come to me. I'm so alone. Playtime.
I'm gonna play the Solitude. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kill an ally to draw a champion, because I want to draw EVELYNN so that I get her signature spell, which is incredibly powerful. It basically allows me to counter anything my opponent wants to do. That in conjunction with the spell shield is really strong. They could have like a Will of Ionia. That's hilarious. That is actually hilarious.
Terrain here is opinionated.
That really limits their plays here.
Time to die. That was hot.
Are you different?
I'm wanting more. Where's your lively better half, love?
Waiting on her meal, ma'am. Best get to it.
I'm so alone. Playtime.
Let the bloodshed begin.
Harder. Okay. The tension is unbearable. Yes, I bite.
Okay, just going face with that. That's very interesting.
This might hurt. Quick as the blade. Shut up and scream.
We're gonna make use of the regeneration here.
Are you different?
So we keep our spell shield open. Should have used the blade edge to pop the spell shield.
I will follow this path until the end.
All right.
Oh, good. I get to watch Soul play.
It almost worked on you, if I recall.
And now I get 3 keywords per this. I could go for the last Karis here, but I don't see the point. You gain the attack token, stun the strongest enemy, which means if we don't open, but I mean we just have to open attack next round anyways, as we have the EVELYNN spell. I could just get rid of you immediately. Swings.
Scream for me.
I'm so alone.
try.
No going back.
Laura, looking for satisfaction?
Are you different?
It's just a neck.
Life and death on the blade's edge. Blade never gets any lighter.
Never satisfied.
The waiting. Is this what agony feels like?
Later, nothing that happened.
That was hot.
Okay, and now we have the void. The Abomination! Set up an open attack here.
Gently, gently.
And now we drop this big motherfucker. We have evolved. Alright, this is it. Okay.
Scream from me.
Are you different?
Don't think so. Do we have fearsome? Well, we have elusive anyways. Let's attack with you. Let's attack with you.
I know what I am. Harder. Okay.
Let's go with that. That was a long game, but I feel like this open attack is it. I feel like there's just too much going on here. Like they need double stun here. They need like triple stun. I mean, they have double stun easily, but okay. We have faded, but it doesn't really matter. They live on 1 and lose their Yasuo. I mean, this is like Yasuo's deal. These are 2 Yasuos that they're dropping, so they're losing all Yasuos. And that's that. Asedio! He loses unit. We have the quicksand.
The order rewards its faithful. Oh, good. I get to watch Soul play.
It almost worked on you, if I recall.
I'm so alone.
Think you're fast? Cute.
All right.
That was hot.
Now who's got the upper hand?
Okay, there's a desert duel.
They cannot hide.
Go away!
Rough day, friend?
Okay, twin disciplines over there. And twin disciplines over there. Okay, double discipline. Very disciplined. We don't mind this. They're running low on gas, finally. Dude, this is like the longest war I've had against Yasuo, man. Like, oh my god. Alright, let's just pass here.
Let the bloodshed
Drop Katarina with the finally. Okay, so they can ping here and there, but ultimately with the faded we trigger that, we get rid of this threat. Alright. Honorable Sudoku. Alright. Jesus Christ. That was the Odyssey versus Yasuo. Oh.
Let's do this again sometime.
I didn't even know Evelynn was live still. Alright, max statted. Playing Jinx. Took me a while to realize who she actually was. So basically this event is like some Sailor Moon shit, right? We're gonna go ahead and keep. Do we keep this in? We got the Red of the Calling. We don't need the Treasure Seeker, honestly. Even though it can be pretty good at allowing. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this entire hand. We got the Red of the Calling. We got the Dune Keeper round 1, 2, and Treasure Keeper with Voice of the Risen is always neat. So
The desert by my side.
we go Dune Keeper and then we write.
Remember, we're the ones who make progress happen.
We do this first because if they do offer us a trade, then they get 1 mana back, and I don't know, they could be playing shit like Thermogenic Beam for all you know. Trade?
We're working here.
We're working here!
Keep it up.
Alright. Wow, that's nice. No chimes or anything. Fantastic.
Almost got it.
It kind of forces us to do this. I mean, we have to go with that line of play anyways, because even though we drew Solter, we want to give the boost to Evelynn. Or we can just domination. Yeah, we can just dominate.
I should stamp you out like the insect you are.
She seems like the worst boss. Really does. We could strike here. No reason not to. I mean, I could dominate as well, but I like the extra stat that we get from her. A little bit of damage doesn't hurt. Uh-oh. They're coming. Oh, getting. Oh no, not my thing.
We got it first.
Warm your body, warm your soul.
Don't waste my time.
I really want to give the stats to her.
Let's get to work.
I prefer her as my boss. There's a quicksand, nice.
You must have heard the screaming. I'm beginning to get jealous. See what's beneath while I see what's inside.
Never get tired of it. Never get tired of it. I could give her supercharge. Is there a reason not to? Like, it stops them from using, like, get excited on me or something. And it allows me to start pushing some serious damage. But then the problem is if I attack with no, because I have that, yeah.
Harder. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna give her Overwhelm and Spell Shield. Now if they want to chump block me, sure, but I got that Fury. I am that furious demon. I may want to Rite of Calling just to... I want all these blockers though. Could have done so earlier, but it's fine.
That was hot.
Impress me.
Challenger's really neat. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. I mean, that's kind of fine anyways. If that's your entire attack, like double Voice of the Risen Ears is gonna be absolutely brutal.
Watch your backs! Coming
Two
through!
great blocks here, like you into you is too good.
You don't want to keep a girl waiting, do you?
Domination's nice, but I will always
Watch
trade
your
her into
backs.
that. Okay, that changes things. I still think we prioritize you.
Kneel.
7 damage, is that too much?
Take a load off.
Yeah, considering we're facing Jinx.
Let's go, people!
Some will ascend, all will become legends.
We don't get access to the EVELYNN's Last Caress here, which may be a mistake, but that's fine.
Scream for me.
It's a risk we're taking.
We must tell our stories, lest they be forgotten.
That's pretty good. I kind of like keeping this open. But then again, going Treasure Seeker into this, it just forces them to trade with everything. I'm gonna pull the trigger.
Quick hands make quick work.
I'm gonna pull a trigger. I'm not gonna have Last Caress enabled this round, but I don't think I need to. I'm going in with Awakening Sands, and I'm making the most use that I have over like having 2 Voice Resistance on the board. It's so powerful.
I love it when they scream.
You.
Speak as one!
What are we dragging here? Dragging you. We got the regen. They gotta trade, man. They gotta give me everything essentially. Like with this line of play, I just wipe their board.
Clearance, pal.
Like now they survive, but we got that just out of our Treasure Seekers. And we need to keep the board clean. Jinx is annoying, but having both Quicksand and Last Caress and having all this health, I feel like this is definitely the right approach. Like it's nice having this in the back, but it's just for Jinx, you know? And I think I can live with 1 turn of Jinx. Okay, that's completely fine. That is so fun, bro!
Keep it up!
Gotta keep it up! We're working here! For the win. Beautiful.
That's it.
Some more regeneration. Gotta get that regen, baby. Triple, and we got the Last Caress, which is all that matters. Even a Jinx top deck here, we just blow her back. Blow her back. Feels good, man.
I'm on the verge of something.
Wow, that's pretty good.
To speak and be heard. That is true power.
The sun rock got me good. Anything else?
Bruh. What? I mean, this EVELYNN still takes it, but that was pretty impressive, not gonna lie. All right, we on a tear.
Let's do this again sometime.
Nice.